Hi, today we're going to put on the urethane replacement roof panel. It just takes simple tools. I have a couple different screwdrivers, sanding block. Comes with 4 3/4 inch number 10 sheet metal screws with number 10 flat washers and 2 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch are one specific location. First, I want to show you some things on the Camaro that are never consistent that we're going to have to get around. So here we go. Stop. Okay, on the 93 to 02 Camaro, these roof panels are not on there consistently. You can see the gap right here. My finger goes in, but if we go to the other side, we'll see that that gap has disappeared. Okay, it's half of what it normally is. So what we have to do is compensate for that. And I'll show you how we can do it. Also, one of the attachment points that is really crucial and is a factory hole is for your weather stripping. And this screw right here is the one that comes out on each side because the roof panel goes in so air doesn't get up underneath there. All right, our first thing, we've got to fit the panel. So we take our panel, and we'll just go ahead and lay it on here. Now the panel has back attachments for underneath here, and we've also got attachments underneath the roof. Now if you've got the soft tops, or the T-tops are easy to do. If you have a solid top, you've got to take out the seam filler, and at this crease right here, you need to cut this off. The seam sealer will go ahead and seal all over again, but this piece has to come off or you'll never get it onto the hard top. So once again, we'll go ahead and start. Put on our roof panel, put it in back. We're going to have to undo the screw here on both sides. This simply lifts up and then it'll snap into place. Right? Your back's down secure and everything else. From there, we'll close the door, and as you can see, bring it up. Okay, just right here. Whoop. Right, you got it? As you can see, when we close the door, it hits right here, but that's because the panel, the original factory panel, is up that far. So what sometimes you're going to have to do is we're going to take a sanding block and we're just going to take this and sand this off. You can take a grinder or anything else, but we want to sand that down to where it compensates for the factory roof panel being installed off center. This side is forward, much more forward than that side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and sand it. We'll put it back under. Reinstall our screw. Make sure that it's pushed in. Up. All right, then we're going to, see, it's still hitting, so go ahead and leave the screw in there. We've got to make sure this is down right. And we'll go ahead and make the adjustments, okay? Okay, once all this is sanded out so it'll, go ahead and accept all this, you can do it on the inside. A lot of times it's even helpful to sand a little bit on the factory piece because the darn thing is sticking out so far. But once we end up fitting it, there it is. It closes just fine. All right, from there, go ahead and back out. We're going to take out our screw. The other side fits fine. Next, we'll go ahead and take the panel off. Okay. Then what we're going to do with a larger size drill bit, we're going to drill our panel. This is the back side. We're just going to drill one hole, oversize it in here. Whoops, my power went. And then in the front, we're going to drill two, one on each side. So you do this on both sections. You mark and drill for your tab here. And then we'll go ahead, install the panel. Oops, wrong way. Get the back hooked under here. And we're going to go ahead and drill our holes. We want to make sure that it's all the way down and flat. We're going to go in here on top. And for the other side's already been drilled and everything, so what we'll do is we will go ahead and with the 3/4 inch sheet metal screws, we're going to go up top. And what you do, you work from one side to the other. So the first screw we're going to put in is for our side, or our weather stripping. And we're going to push this in as much as we can. Okay, second, now these are where the 2 1/2 inch sheet metal screws go because it's kind of tight. So we're going to go ahead got to find the hole first. Oh, there it is. Okay, good and tight. Come back up here. Find our hole. There it is. Can't find my hole. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good and tight. Good and tight. See how now it'll push over and everything so that it'll get it tight on the other side. Okay, once again, we pull out the weather stripping and it goes under it. Let me get the screws. Go ahead and back up. You want to make sure that it's all the way down in here. On things are really tight, so it's hard to do once you drill the hole. Okay. Top. Second top. final inside our weather stripping. Make sure it's pushed in. And there's your roof panel. All of our doors closed. Not all springy and all that. We'll do this. Anyway, nice and solid, and this way you won't have to tear off your existing roof panel. We can make fiberglass roof panels for these replacements, but one way or another, within years to come, with whatever type of new updated glue and stuff we could use, it's going to show sooner or later, because fiberglass just acts that way. It's not as much. It's GM's adhesive, you know, way back in the day, and the new adhesives are better, but when you clamp down the fiberglass roof panel, you have warps and dips and everything else, and you got to do body work, and still within a couple of years, in my opinion, I've been doing fiberglass for 30 years, fiberglass and urethane, you're going to get imperfections in it. It's going to warp and bow and everything else. So this replacement roof panel is the easiest thing that we could come up with that would replace your damaged roof panels, and think it'll last for years and years. Thank you. Go ahead.